painting stopped people in their tracks, not because it was controversial, not because it was political, but because it felt alive. They stood there silent. Some took a step back, some leaned in as if they might hear it breathe. A few had tears in their eyes. And no, it wasn't the Mona Lisa. It was Jimin, not the Jimin on stage, not the one dancing in stadiums or breaking records. This Jimin was still, but somehow more present than ever. It happened in Paris, at the Louvre's Carousel, during the Focus Art Fair in 2022. Thousands came, the line snaked through the gallery, people whispered like they were standing in front of something sacred. And in a way, they were. The artist? A man named Lee.K. He isn't just a fan of BTS. He doesn't just admire Jimin. He calls Jimin his muse, his obsession, his eternal subject. He paints him over and over again, not out of repetition, but revelation. Because in his words, Jimin's face is perfect from any angle. His newest piece, revealed just days ago, is headed to New York. From May 15th to the 18th, at the Focus Art Fair in Chelsea, a new chapter will begin. A portrait born in silence, created in black, capturing something that millions have tried to describe, but only a few have truly seen. This time, Lee.K used just one color, black. But it's not just darkness, it's every emotion that hides beneath the surface. Vulnerability, strength, mystery, elegance. And that's the magic of Jimin. He's never just one thing. He's soft but fierce, fragile but unshakable, gentle but unforgettable. And that's why this painting matters. It's not just fan art, it's not just a portrait, it's a moment frozen in time. A love letter in brushstrokes, a tribute from one artist to another. This isn't the first time the art world has felt his presence. After the Paris show, international media called Jimin an immortal masterpiece created by God. Indonesian critics wrote, "The reason I want to visit the Louvre isn't the Mona Lisa anymore, it's Jimin." And maybe that sounds dramatic, but art isn't about logic, it's about feeling. And when people see Jimin through Lee.K's eyes, they feel something real. So now the question is, will you? Will you walk through those doors in Chelsea and see what everyone else saw in Paris? Will you stand before the canvas and feel that same rush, that same stillness, that same fire? Because sometimes the greatest works of art aren't in museums. Sometimes they're human. Sometimes they're alive. And sometimes they go by the name Jimin.